Hello, welcome to the Unplanned, Unprepared.
Yeah.
Hold on. Are those two in the right order so far?
Yes,
Unplanned,
yes.
Unprepared, and Unpredictable. Where your two hosts, Tom and Jerry, we have unplanned topics. Yeah, there are
Yep.
unplanned topics, unprepared
Yes. Oh.
hosts. Yep.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And we have unpredictable conversations. Yep.
Did- Are we starting?
Yeah, we started. This is that was the
Okay.
intro. Hey, hey, hey,
Oh, hey,
hey, hey! I would
hey.
like so you can be I will be you can be Jerry today. Jerry
Sure.
has missed 2 weeks in a row. We're very sorry. You know what? I was gonna address this a couple weeks ago, but Jerry was very busy and we couldn't do our podcast for a couple weeks. I'm
Yeah.
very sorry to our two. Well, the last time I checked, we had two YouTube subscribers and one Instagram follower. So I'm very very sorry to our loyal listeners.
Mm.
But we are back. We are back, and hopefully there will be no more missing weeks. But
Hey,
yes, we appreciate you. Yes.
I appreciate you trying to throw me under the bus.
What do you mean?
Saying it's my
It's called
fault.
accountability. No,
No,
no, I'm not
but
blaming you, but I
no,
just want
but
the audience to know it wasn't me.
no, but you know what's funny?
What?
Because of my foresight and planning,
Uh-huh.
our YouTube followers and Instagram followers won't even know that we missed 2 weeks. The clips have been going out daily.
Oh, I see. No, but some people might be listening to the full episodes, you know?
I don't know that we have anyone who actually does.
All right. Well, either way, hey, maybe they're waiting to see the next one. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they're not even real people, but if you are real people, we love you and appreciate you. Thank you for the subscribing and the following.
Yeah, yeah,
We will
yeah.
continue to uphold the high standards of our podcast.
Mm.
Yes.
It's kind of hard to have standards in the podcast where nothing is planned and we're not prepared.
Well, we shouldn't dip in like quality for sure, because that would be crazy, right? How much? Where's the floor? What's the
So
floor?
implicit in the definition of unpredictable
Hmm.
is the potential of wavering, well, fluctuating quality, right?
Well, it depends how you define quality. Quality, I think, at the very least, we should offer consistency. Yeah. Effort,
Consistently
some effort.
unpredictable. It sounds like a
Uh-huh.
oxymoron.
Consistently you have to be consistent to be unpredictable.
What?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay.
No, no.
Huh.
Okay. So, you know how we talked about not really letting people around us know about this until we
Oh
hit
God, 100 episodes. What episode are we on?
100
Like
episodes.
9?
Is this would be episode 8? No, but like I mean, my like family, right? I've let my family listen to it.
Sure, your immediate family is probably okay. Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what's really funny though?
Okay, what?
She goes, "You're Tom today, right?"
I'm Tom today. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So my family member goes, Tom often doesn't feel like he knows what he's talking about.
I mean, look, listen, which episode? Depends on the episode. See,
Um,
I didn't want to divulge our relationship statuses, but since you
yeah.
have somebody, okay, so somebody in your immediate family is a
Uh-huh.
she, okay?
Uh-huh.
So
I'm okay
she,
with that. I'm
yes,
married. Yeah.
oh, you're married? Oh, okay, okay. So
Yeah.
your
I'm married.
wife,
Uh-huh.
did she listen to multiple episodes or one episode?
So she actually listened to multiple. She really enjoys it. She says it's really funny.
Oh, well, okay, that's
And
good.
and, and the episode I think specifically she was talking about was maybe episode 2 where we were like randomly talking about political stuff. No, I was like explaining to you the like the Fed and things like that. And I think I even say at one point, man, like I feel like you don't really know what this is all about. And I think she also was like, oh yeah, he definitely doesn't really grasp the
Listen. There's sometimes, yeah, I don't know everything, of course. But that
no,
is
but
the fun unpredictability of the podcast. Uh-huh.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We're living up to the standard, the quality that we want, right? truly
Uh-huh.
unprepared hosts.
But
Like we're really not
I
prepared.
do my best. I give
No,
my yes. I yes. My
yeah,
the full extent of my like brain,
hmm
I put in all of the effort.
yeah.
But
No, I agree.
anyways, yeah. You know, hey, sometimes we are just gonna talk. Look, it's yeah. Sometimes we are, and I am especially just gonna keep talking until I don't know, until something that makes sense comes
Until
out.
until 1 hour passes by.
Oh,
Right?
okay. For sure. At the very least, we will. I will keep talking for the next 55 minutes or so. Yes.
Yes, yeah. No, I'm sure the listeners appreciate, and I actually think if I was a listener,
Hmm.
I would be intrigued by this podcast simply because it's like you literally don't know where it's going to go. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
how can the listener anticipate when the hosts don't
Yeah.
even know where
Yeah.
it's going? Right?
Isn't it such a surprise? Like, actually, I have a topic
Yeah.
in mind. I have. Do
Huh?
you have a topic in mind today?
Not really. I
So,
did want to talk about a TV show that I texted you about earlier
oh,
today.
actually, so you can start because my topic comes from watching that show. So you can
Oh
talk about
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Oh hey, look at that. See, like even though
Uh-huh.
we're unpredictable, sometimes we have moments of it's synchronicity, you know, unplanned cohesion, if you will.
Well, you
Right?
texted me today, so maybe
Yeah.
that had something to do with it, but
Okay,
sure.
fine.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, yeah,
Anyways,
yeah, yeah.
this is a TV show by the the channel is AMC. You can watch it on Netflix. It's called Kevin Can
Yeah.
F himself. Is it Kevin Can or Kevin Should? Kevin Can, right?
Kevin can go F himself, something like
Oh
that.
yeah, Kevin Can Go F himself. The
Kevin, go
really
F yourself.
interesting,
Anyway, yeah, something like that.
yeah, but the really intriguing aspect of the TV show is there are portions of it that are shot like a sitcom, and then other portions where it's more like dramatic, more kind of the standard TV
Hey,
style.
hey, no, hey, no spoilers.
That's not a spoiler. That's the premise of the show.
That's a spoiler. You told me, hey, when you told me to watch it, you told me to go in without like knowing anything about it. I read the
Yeah.
premise,
Uh,
and that was too much. I think it's more interesting to go really. Anyway, it's too late. Anyway, go
yeah.
ahead.
No, but how are we gonna talk about it if you don't talk
Well, I
about
don't
the
know what you want to
bare
talk about
bones?
specifically, but yes,
No,
yes,
no.
it
But
switches from
anyways.
different.
No, but
Uh huh.
I think it's enough to know just the concept of it. But you don't like there's things about it that they play with that I think is very interesting because you would think that they would keep the comedy just to the sitcom portions of it, but like the comedic aspects of this main character's life actually um is throughout. Even in the kind of more dramatically shot portions of the TV show, um there's a line in like the first episode where the main character says, "Oh, you should go ice that," like multiple times. Like if you watch it, you'll know what I'm talking about. That's like it's like comedic, but it's not in the sitcom setting. It's in the more dramatically shot setting. So it's like the way they're able to play with the genre, kind of going back and forth, I think is great. And the main character, her real life name is it Annie Murphy?
The actress, yeah, I think that's
Yeah,
her real name
yeah.
from Schitt's
She,
Creek.
yeah, yeah. I think she does a really good job of um, acting like a sitcom actress in the
Yeah,
sitcom
yeah, yeah,
portions,
yeah.
but then acting like a more dramatic actress in the dramatic parts. So yeah, it's been how many episodes have you seen?
I'm on like 5 or 6. It's not
Oh
like,
wow.
oh my gosh, it's so good. I have to keep watching it. Like, so
Mm-hmm,
AMC, it does kind of have the same vibe when I watch it as like Breaking Bad.
mm-hmm.
Even anyway, I don't want to give too much of the story away, but there are similarities, story and plot
Yeah,
wise.
yeah.
Uh, but in the serious parts, it looks similar. But like Breaking Bad, it was like, oh, I can't wait to see what's gonna happen next. I don't feel that
Mm-hmm.
so much with the this show, but I am enjoying it. Like just the premise alone is fascinating, I think.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, and I appreciate. I'm only on episode 12. I think I just finished. I'm not 12. I just finished episode 2, so I'm like, I've barely
Oh,
started.
oh, I've been watching it all day. Okay,
Wow,
all right.
but
Wait, how'd you
it's
stumble on this show?
I think I saw a reel,
Oh,
and it was I thought somebody like edited something because it was like so
Uh-huh.
weird that it was like going from this dramatic moment to a sitcom setting.
Yeah.
But the people in the comments were like, "Yeah, this show, like this is the concept of the show," and that intrigued me, and I watched it. I kind of like the slow burn feel of the show. The pacing of the show is kind of a
Yeah,
slow,
yeah.
slow burn. Yeah,
It is, yeah. The pace, it does feel very slow.
mm.
I think. Oh my gosh, what was I gonna say? Oh, so when I first started watching it, I only started watching it because, well, one, you recommended it, but two, I really like that the actress, Annie
Yeah,
Murphy from Schitt's Creek. Very
yeah,
different. I feel
mm.
like Schitt's Creek must have been a long time ago because she does seem a lot older.
Yeah, yeah,
When
yeah.
when did Schitt's Creek come out? Hey, Kevin, can you look up when Schitt's Creek came out? Schitt's Creek. What do you? How do you look this up? When it?
Just Google Schitt's
All
Creek.
right, so it started in 2015 and it had 6 seasons. So it ended in 2021. That seems pretty recent. She does not. I mean, maybe it's the makeup. They try to make her look more, um, not as like happy, and I don't know. She just looks really
Yeah.
different. She has a
Well,
totally different feel.
yeah, the final episode date was April 7th. So that means that they probably shot it maybe, did I say April 7th, 2020? So they probably shot it sometime during like 2019, right? So like 5 years ago. I mean, that's
Four or
enough to
5 years
age
ago.
someone. Yeah.
Well, in that show, she seemed. I mean, yeah, she looked like a, and she acted like a, young 20s. I don't know. Anyway, but very different. I, she was in what's that, Murderville, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I didn't like it. I thought she would have been a one-hit wonder. No, but she's actually a very good actor. Like
Mhm.
I'm very
Yeah.
surprised because the show, Kevin Can Go F Yourself, because it switches between sitcom to like real drama. The tone changes so drastically, and she's good both either way.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but
You're welcome.
I mean, no.
You're
So
welcome.
yes, it's a so far so good.
Yeah.
I have been looking for something to watch. It is different and unique, which
Mm,
I like. Like a lot of the
mm.
themes and premise and plot, maybe like you've seen it elsewhere, but just that aspect of it's a sitcom sometimes, and then it's like it also like obviously it's saying a lot. I think about perspective is probably a key theme that the
Yeah.
writers and the directors. But anyway, that just one aspect alone, I think it makes it worthwhile to watch. And then because everything like movies nowadays too, they're just all remakes. I saw Beetlejuice recently. It's not a bad remake, but like how Independence Day Resurgence, that
Yeah.
was one of the worst remakes I've ever seen. And I am
Well,
getting
sequel,
tired
right?
of stuff like that. So,
You mean sequel, not remake?
sequel, remake? I mean remake. Okay, sure. So when they redo or like they're just um getting old IPs and just kind of doing them again. I feel like 50-50 it's either going to be really good or not so good. So I am kind of tired of like not unique and fresh ideas. This show it
Yeah.
is pretty unique, which I
Yeah.
enjoy.
I think it's also satirical of sitcoms and how, like, in sitcoms, people who are objectively like terrible people.
Ah, yeah, 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 yeah.
Um, sorry, can you hear that?
Yeah, a little. What is that?
My wife is vacuuming outside.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, but
Unpredictable. It's okay.
so unpredictable. But yeah, I think it's kind of shining a light to, hey, these people that we all have really fond memories of, like like Friends, How I Met Your Mother, Big Bang Theory, like all these people, like Seinfeld, like all these people that we like love. They're, if you like actually look at them objectively and look at some of the things they do, they're like terrible people,
You know what I
really
yeah.
not good people.
What
And,
I
and I think, yeah, I think this
Go
show,
ahead.
Kevin can go f himself, shines a light to that, which is like really interesting.
So
But go ahead.
yes, that's like commentary on TV shows.
Mhm.
But that's something I feel like a lot of people just don't learn. I feel like all adults should learn this, but they don't. To try to look from other people's perspective. I think
Mm,
some people don't understand that other people. So this is a talk. This is from my personal experience. Some people
mm,
just don't understand that other people think really different from you. Like, can
uh,
almost not
yeah.
understand the way you think because of their upbringing or life experience, culture, all these things, and
Mhm.
some like perspective. Right? That the show is all about perspective. I think.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, some people just never have considered that. And I feel like you have to understand that to really be able to empathize with people, interact with people, to be like even a constructive member of society. Man, you just have to think outside yourself, which is so hard for some folks, or maybe they never have ever thought about it. And I think the show is trying to do that. Like, uh, perspective matters a lot, and people's point of views matter a lot. And
Mhm.
I do like that. I think that is a very important thing that that needs to be discussed and addressed.
Yeah. Perspective is key.
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
would be that should be the title of the
Of this,
clip that's
wait,
gonna.
what? You just wanted to talk about like what you're enjoying not no specific like thing about it,
I don't wanna spoil anything.
right? So you just wanted to say you enjoy it, and some
Oh, I
people.
just wanted to talk about the concept and
Oh,
how like it's a I can't believe no one's done it before. Like
yeah, yeah, that's true.
switching between different types of shooting. Like, so I'm glad that someone's done it, and I wonder, are there other styles they can do? Like, I wonder if someone's gonna make a TV show where it's like scripted, portions of it are scripted, but other portions are like reality, and
Mm.
then like play with that. But yeah, uh, I was gonna say, um, this show, there's that, it is that. Oh, I was gonna say, you know how you mentioned that you're tired of old IP kind of being used and abused.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I
I'm
will
sick of it. So
say,
sick of it.
I will say though that one kind of diamond in the rough is probably Karate Kid's Cobra Kai. I think they did something really interesting, bringing that IP back and giving it kind of a fresh twist on it.
A
And
fresh twist is welcome. I would love like, old IPs, intellectual
yeah,
property, old shows and stuff that were loved and adored, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 years, whatever. And
mhm,
if they can bring it back with some fresh, perspective and fresh twist, yeah, I love Cobra Kai. I think, well, it's kind of dragging TBH right now, but
yeah, right now,
when I
yeah,
first started watching it, it was one of the most exciting. And I love character arcs, like
mm,
the development of the characters, their stories. Yeah, there's so much to do, but it's like 50-50. I would say like seventy
yeah.
thirty. 70% it will be done poorly and just for money, which
And
I hate.
you know, and I hate how they have to manufacture drama by making like the main characters like live horrible lives. Like I think Star Wars did this really bad. Um like we leave the original trilogy like and seeing the trajectory of the lives of Luke, Leia, and Han Solo all going well, right? But we come back to this sequel, like this threequel, right? And Luke is, like living alone in a planet somewhere.
Yeah.
Like Leia's leading another rebellion because a different form of a empire came back and is now divorced with Han Solo, and Han Solo's back to being a junker. Like,
Yeah.
why do they have to make the main characters that we love so much like live miserable lives? Like Cobra Kai doesn't do that. Danny Russo, he's like a successful guy. He has a happy family, and like new drama comes up, but they don't have to rely on the. Yeah, you thought the main characters are gonna end up living good lives, but in actuality, they've had a horrible time of it. Like they don't do that, which I think fans also appreciate because like why ruin the nostalgic happy ending of the past to like force some sort of drama into the story there where you could have created that drama elsewhere.
Well, the Star Wars example, I know like directors change. First, I don't know why they changed, but that one was just a mess. Like,
No, it's
yeah,
like
ugh.
the worst,
The first
universally
one
bad.
was kind of good, but yeah, like the newest trilogy, the first episode I saw it, I liked it a lot. I really enjoyed it. And
It
then 2 and 3 were
it
just,
is,
yeah,
but
fumbled
it
messes.
it was just a repeat of the same, right? Like
Same themes,
how, yeah, like
same
the
problems.
fact that a different like empire came to rule
Yeah,
and there needs to be another rebellion,
yeah,
it undercuts the whole story
yeah.
right from there, because then you're like, well, now I don't care if the rebels win, because even if they win, some other evil empire is gonna take over
That's
anyway.
true.
So like it's like, I don't know. There's a
Yeah.
lot about it that I didn't
That's
like.
a prime
I
example of well, yeah, they're just repeating the same story. Just try that seems to me more than anything else like a money grab, cash
mm,
grab.
mhm.
Um, yeah, which when it's like obviously that I just can't stand it. It's like you think the audience is so dumb, and there must be even if it like is horrible, they must make money anyway, which there is no incentive to do it well anymore. I guess I don't know how movies and TV shows work nowadays, but it just seems like you just put it out and people make money and they do not care.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Cobra Kai, for example, how many other anything like any other things can you take a villain and make him like what's that word?
The
You feel
protagonist,
the protagonist, but you feel sorry for them, like
sympathetic.
sympathetic. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Isn't that
Yeah.
crazy? I actually think that's insane because you hated this guy probably in the. To be honest, I don't remember. Well, I kind of remember the movie a little bit,
Yeah.
but I'm
And
sure when people saw that movie, they're like, "Man, I hate this guy because he's a bully," and
but at the end of the original movie, he
oh,
does get kind of a sympathetic light, because Kreese, his sensei or
oh,
whatever,
he like
he
bullies
like
him.
he's yeah, he
Yeah.
bullies him, and like, he kind of gets saved. But yeah, you're right. Like he yeah. Um, what's his name? Oh shoot. Um, uh, Billy Zepka's
Yeah.
character. What?
Not John
Johnny Lawrence.
Johnny
Johnny Lawrence.
Lawrence. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, Johnny Lawrence. Yeah, he
yeah,
was not a likable character in the first movie,
yeah. But
but
then you root for him. It's crazy, right?
and
And
it's be
yeah, so
uh
much development as a character too. It's
no,
yeah,
I think that's what it is, right? Like you see the good guy end the movie, and they follow the trajectories. The good guy goes on to lead a successful life. The bad guy, he leads a kind of a miserable life because of the trajectory of the lives that we saw in the movie.
yeah.
But then to have him have this kind of redemptive arc of getting his life together, and being able to see the good side of Cobra Kai,
Mm,
and be inspired to like start his own karate dojo and all that. It's such a feel good story, you
yeah,
know, and that's really good. But kind of having to rely on, well, the main characters are still going, like it would be like if Cobra Kai started back up and Danny Russo, like he was down on his luck and he was getting bullied by Johnny
mm,
Lawrence again.
yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
no one would like that. People would be like, why are they still stuck in this thing, and why did their lives unravel in such a weird and unpredictable way?
Yeah, it almost doesn't make any sense, right?
Yeah, it wouldn't at all. But that's, to me, that's exactly what Star Wars did. It just turned the clock back, and these characters are stuck in the same struggle, and like no progression at all. Like just terrible.
Yeah, Star Wars does not make any sense.
Yep.
It ruined it. I mean, like, yeah, like
Done.
I even kind of like the prequels. Um, I know they were terrible, but I kind of that's what made me like. So I'm too young. I don't want to give my age away, but I'm too young to have seen the old like the original first three. I try to watch it. It's actually have you tried to watch the original three?
Yeah,
Do you
I
like
have.
you like it?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, bro,
You
I
don't
try to
like it?
watch it. I try to watch it. It's so slow. Like it, I
Interesting.
couldn't watch it because it's too slow.
The first one, like New Hope, is really good. I mean, everyone loves Empire
I
Strikes Back.
remember when they're in the trash, I guess about to get crushed, I turned it
Yeah.
off. I was like, I cannot watch this anymore. I don't
Wow.
even know where that is at, but
Yeah,
yeah.
and our two followers on YouTube, they're
Oh,
gonna unsubscribe. They're gonna hate you.
hey. No, but it's slow anyway. But okay, does everybody
Interesting.
just like it? Maybe it's just me. Well, okay, I saw it. Also, I saw it in my late 20s.
Hmm.
Like because it's so old, it looks old, it feels old. If you see it now, even though you when you first saw it, it was like so amazing at the time. I think a lot of people would watch it now for nostalgia. It's not actually objectively. Maybe objectively it's good. I haven't given it a chance, but it just feels so old and terrible.
Yeah, you should give it another chance. You should watch it because there's a
Yeah.
movie even older than Star Wars, I believe, called Lawrence of Arabia.
Hmm.
Super old, but it holds up. It's pretty good. So
You
I,
know,
I think
I should watch
you
The
just gotta give it a
Godfather. I know
chance.
The Godfather.
You haven't
Godfather.
seen
I
Godfather?
haven't seen it.
I think
Uh,
my personal opinion is the first Godfather
yeah.
is the best movie ever made.
That's so like outrageously bold. Are you sure?
Yes.
I mean, it's
Yes.
so whenever I look at a list of like top 100 movies of all time, Godfather is
Uh-huh.
always up there for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's so old.
No, but I think you'll enjoy it. I mean, do you kind of like the gangster movie? I mean, so first of all, let's talk about this. This movie was so good that it influenced real life gangsters.
What? What do
Like,
you mean? What does that
yeah.
mean?
So real life mafia members back then, they weren't like these suave, like, oh, wear suits and kind of be fancy type of mafias.
So where did the
They were more
ideas
of
from the
the
movie came come from?
so it's from the movie and people in the mafia watched it and then they started dressing better. Like that's how much of a cultural impact it had. And you know
Nah,
what's
I feel like
also
that's not
funny?
real. That's ridiculous.
No,
Okay.
look it up. There's so much
Alright.
trivia around this movie.
That's
Another piece
crazy.
of trivia is Francis Ford Coppola, the guy who directed this movie. He apparently didn't have any like formal training so, before he made this movie. So he made this movie a couple more, and then like later on, he was like, you know what, I should like actually study this a little bit. So he bought a book. He bought a
Okay.
textbook
All right.
to or he
How to
took
be
a
a
class or
director?
something. Yeah, he's a director. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. To be more technically like proficient, right? So either it was like he took a class or he like read a book or something, but the author or whoever the teacher was, they said if you want like somebody to emulate, you don't have to look any further than to look at the works of Francis Ford Coppola. So like he was already at the pinnacle, like when he was like, oh, maybe I should actually go go study this stuff. So
Oh, so he was naturally just the most
he
talented
was,
director of all time?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
weird. Okay.
Isn't that interesting? That's fascinating trivia, right? Let me fact check that one though.
Hey, don't fact check. Unplanned, unpredictable. Um,
Or,
I mean,
you know what? Actually, you're right.
yeah,
If it's
yeah.
not real, then somebody will tell us.
Our three followers.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right.
Okay.
Are you ready
So
for
what did you want to talk about? Yeah.
how would you plan the perfect murder? I actually have been thinking about that all day
Mm.
today. Because I
Okay.
I don't know how many
Uh-huh.
crime shows you've seen, but very recently, like
Uh-huh.
last month, I finished watching Bones. You know what Bones is?
Yeah, yeah.
So she's a forensic anthropologist. Apparently that's a real thing. But they look at bones to solve crimes. And the show, I think it's so unrealistic. There's a real, so it's based on a book, based on a real person, and there are real people who do this, are in this field of study. They study bones, and they use bones to solve crimes, murders, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And I'm sure like it's so unreasonable and unrealistic, but um, I've seen a lot of different crime shows. How would you perfectly without get like of course you don't want to get caught, but what would you do to murder someone and not get caught? That's what I want to talk about today.
I so that's interesting. So, do you have any thoughts on how to do that?
Wh- well, okay, we could I don't want to spoil the show, but so see, okay, so in the show, in shows, right, in shows they spend like hundreds of hours trying to solve one case, which I assume is not the case in real life. In real life, I
In
assume,
the
right?
show
I don't know.
Bones.
Well, in the show Bones, yeah, all they do
Yeah.
is look at one murder victim, and they just spend all of their effort and time looking at the bones of just one victim. But I think, of course, that's not real because there are so many murders. I assume, I don't know, I don't really know, but I imagine like an average detective who's solving murders, he has he or she has dozens of cases in front of them, like on their desk. So they can only in shows like Bones, they can spend a couple weeks, 2 3 weeks. I don't know. I don't know how much time actually passes, but they
Yeah.
spend so much time, hundreds of hours, just trying to solve this one murder. But I assume most like agents, FBI agents, or police detectives, or whoever, right? They have dozens of cases they're trying to solve at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I actually assume that most murders do not get solved. But so I actually think it's easy. Well, this is just my thinking, right? It's easier to get away with murder than we think. No?
So I actually just did a quick Google search.
Yeah.
And it's around 50%.
So I have 1 out of 2 chance to get away with murder.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they say I don't know if it's because it's like the difficulty or a lack of manpower, but it's around 50% of murders don't get
Okay.
solved.
So let's try to plan the murder of each other. You and like
Okay.
you try to murder me and get away with it, and I'll try to murder you and get away with it.
Mhm.
What do you think the challenges are, and what would you think a good strategy is to execute this?
I mean, I would just a car accident just seems the most reasonable.
What? You would do something to my car?
No, I would like we would be in a car together
Mm-hmm.
and maybe drive into traffic on and have a car on your end hit you.
Oh, so you would run me in the traffic. Oh, so make
Yeah,
it look like an
possibly.
accident.
Yeah, I mean, you. I would assume that the more damage to myself I inflict,
Mm-hmm.
the less suspicious I become.
Okay,
Right?
this is not where I thought it would go. Wait, hold up, hold on. Okay. Let's try to poke holes in your plan because
Okay.
let me
Uh-huh.
think about it. Okay, but you would have to get into an accident where it doesn't look like it's your fault. Or if it's your fault, wouldn't you get charged with some sort of manslaughter or,
Yeah, it could. I don't know. That's a good question because what if it was my fault, the traffic accident?
uh
No,
I
but
I
you
think you
would
get
have to prove.
charged.
No, I think you have to prove in the court of law that I had intent to murder you.
Well,
To
maybe
be.
you wouldn't
Huh?
get convicted of murder, but
Huh.
manslaughter for sure.
Yeah,
Manslaughter is
maybe.
like by accident. Maybe.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe.
No.
Maybe.
We're trying to get completely away with it.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But how many? What's the prison term difference? Right? Maybe it's worth it. Like
No, okay. Yeah,
5 years in
manslaughter.
prison for
Okay, manslaughter versus murder for sure. Very different prison sentences. Yeah.
uh-huh.
The consequences are drastically different. But we're
Yeah.
trying to get away with it. Not
Mm, mm, mm,
Okay, that is not okay. Manslaughter. I mean, I
mm,
could run you over with my car and say it's an accident and like, manslaughter, right?
mm,
That's
mm.
stupid. All right, no. Like,
Maybe this is the better path. Um, I get you hooked on drugs, right?
what?
I introduce you to drugs.
But I wouldn't
Like,
take them.
are you sure?
I like what kind of drug? Okay, so tell me, okay, so what kind of drugs would you try to get me hooked on?
I mean, I'll start with like marijuana, right?
I have no
And
okay,
then
so me specifically, I have no interest in marijuana because I've tried CBD,
uh-huh,
like it's like a marijuana derivative, right?
uh-huh,
I will never try it again because I had the worst trip ever. I will
uh-huh.
never try to get high again. I genuinely won't.
Okay. Because one thing I've heard is injecting air into your veins
Oh, okay.
will kill you because once that air bubble gets to your heart, it'll I don't know mess it up.
Well, okay, so yes, okay, sure. If that is true, if you inject air into a person's arteries or veins, they will have a like a heart attack. Won't they notice? the mark on my arm. Well, okay. See, here's another thing too. I imagine people who do autopsies,
Uh-huh.
they spend like a day at most, and they're just like,
Yeah.
whatever, a heart attack, just move it, move on. So if you did that, I do think there's a great chance that
Mm.
but I have a security system. I don't live alone. How would you do that?
Okay. Okay. This is it right here.
All right.
Um, I would observe you for a while.
Okay.
Pick, pick a time where you're alone in the house, because I'm sure there are moments
Mm-mm.
in the routine.
Okay, okay,
Never,
okay.
never.
Almost never. Almost never.
Okay,
Like
almost,
the
but
person I live
not.
with, they go grocery shopping once a week for an hour. But yeah, sure.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
Okay,
I
so you
and
have
so
1 hour of time per week. Uh huh.
uh-huh. And then I do the injection,
But
and
I
then
have alarms. Like if you try, will you try to sneak into my house?
are they set when you're inside the house?
So if you open the door, it'll go beep beep. Somebody opened your door.
Oh, hey, I'll knock. Hey, it's your friend.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
Hey, oh, hey, welcome.
oh, hey, and
Come
then
in,
come
come
in.
in. I
Yeah,
can't
come
believe you
in.
came
Yeah,
all the way to this other state to visit me. But sure, okay,
yeah,
sure. Without letting me
yeah, and
know.
then
Okay, sure.
yeah, and then casually while we're talking, maybe I'll chloroform you so that you pass out,
I think that
right?
will work. I will be very shocked and surprised.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
And then I inject the air bubble,
Yeah. But the
take it out,
uh huh.
and then I put heroin in it.
Excuse me. Okay.
Yeah, and
Oh.
then inject you in the
Okay. Okay. Okay.
same puncture,
Uh huh.
right, area, and then inject that into your body.
Uh huh.
And then when the person you live with comes back, I'll say, "Oh my gosh, he tried to get me to do this thing, this drug, and then he did it himself
Oh,
to show me
you're
how
still
safe it
here.
is."
You're still here.
I'm still there,
All right.
but then he did it himself to show me that it's not bad. But then he started convulsing and whatever and died.
Okay, okay, okay. You know what? I think in our real world it would work
Mhm.
because I think police and like detectives are so busy and mortuaries are just like flooded with dead bodies. They wouldn't care.
Yeah.
But so okay, my
You know,
so
I'm starting to feel a little weird about
huh?
this episode.
Hey, you know what? Your first attempt at
Uh-huh.
it, I think, is pretty good. It's actually way better than I thought it would be.
All right.
Okay, but
Okay,
but but
but
but
I will. You know what? Just in case somebody like, oh, were you gonna poke holes in it?
no, so yeah, like a really
Huh?
smart
Yes.
person who would come and investigate this, they would be
Yeah.
like, why would uh Tom for
Hmm.
the first time ever do heroin? Like it's just so out of character. I think everybody in
Yes.
my life would be very surprised that I
Yep.
overdosed on heroin and died.
Yeah. And
Eh,
also, an
yeah.
autopsy will probably reveal, oh,
Oh,
he
it's
was
post-mortem,
unconscious.
maybe. Yeah, yeah.
Right. 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 Because I'm sure the body reacts differently to drugs when you're conscious versus not conscious.
So if the the doctor who does the autopsy is actually good at their job and not just signing
Mhm.
papers, yeah, you would see that the heroin did not actually get into any of the. I don't know how heroin works, but I'm sure it has to react with your body after
Yeah.
you die and you inject it. I'm sure there's a big difference, right?
Yeah. I'm sure.
I'm sure you would
So
you would probably get away
anyone
with it.
listening who was trying
Uh,
to get ideas from this, there's too many holes in it. You will not get
Not
away
too
with it.
many. I actually do think you would get away with it. I actually
Oh
think
my
you would
gosh.
really, really get away with it.
Yeah.
That's wow. Okay, okay. Well, you know what? When I was thinking about it, I just thought about like kill you and just bury you. But the
Mm.
problem with
Whoa.
the problem
Mm.
with that one, they will never find your body. If you just bury somebody in a random place, like 3
Yeah.
feet under, you would
Mm.
never, ever, ever find that person, right?
Oh.
But they would like go to so your family for sure would file a missing person report. And
Yeah.
I'm sure cell phones would get involved, like where he was last seen and who he was hanging out with. So I'm sure it would be very, very obvious.
Yeah.
Like it's a people connection that so when people start coming to look for that person, that's when I think it starts to unravel.
Mm.
So like murdering somebody and burying them, I do think if they have people who care about them, eventually like something suspicious can be found out. Like your body won't be found, but I do think the murder, like I would be found out pretty soon. Like
You know,
how would I even
I
get access to
remember
you with that with nobody around? I think that would be almost impossible.
I remember reading something where someone said, if I were gonna murder someone, I would kill
Mm-hmm.
them and bury them, but bury them like 6 feet,
Mm.
and then at like the 2 feet mark, bury like chicken bones or something.
Mm-hmm.
And so if a dog, like bone sniffing dog, ever came around, they would go there, but then the people would dig it up and see the chicken bones and say, "Oh, these are just chicken bones," and
Well,
then
who
they
would bear
wouldn't dig any
chicken
further.
bones? That's like so weird.
I don't know,
I don't know.
or
Bear chicken
or like a
or
dead raccoon or something. You know?
kill a dog and
Oh
then
yeah.
bury it. I think that's very common.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We yeah. I recently buried a hermit crab that died
What? Why?
for our care because it I don't know just died.
Okay, but
Stopped
why
moving
don't
one
you
day.
just throw it away?
Just to I don't know give back to the earth what was once a part
You
of
could have
me.
just tossed it in the back. And all right,
Yeah.
anyways, sure. Okay. So you if you really wanted to murder somebody, you have to find someone who has no people connections, who won't like somebody who won't be missed.
Mm,
I don't want. Do you watch a lot of shows who like Dexter? I don't.
yeah.
I know what Dexter is. You seen it?
I saw like the first season.
Oh, so how does he get rid of people he's killed?
So what he does is he like brings them back to like a clean house with like plastic wrapping everywhere, and then he kills them there. Or like not a house or just a room with like plastic wrapping everywhere. He kills them and he wraps them up in like trash bags and stuff, and then he goes out into the ocean and dumps them, and makes it sink all the way to the bottom. He has like a spot in the middle of the ocean.
So he
It's
has
really
to
deep.
get on a boat and then take.
Yeah, but I think he lives in like Miami or something. Like the setting is like on the beach, like in the city, like on the beach.
And you have to make sure you wrap it and pack the dead body in a way where it will never float back up, or at least not
Right.
for a long time.
Yeah.
But
So
okay,
the premise of that show is this guy, he like went through like horrific trauma when he was a kid. And
what's
so
the
he gets a
horrific trauma?
I forget. I don't know if it's a spoiler or not, but like someone close to him gets killed or something in front of him
Okay.
or something. So he gets adopted by this guy who's a cop, and he from a young age starts exhibiting behaviors of a psychopath. 'Cause he like starts killing like stray animals and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So the father, he's seeing that, oh, this urge will never go away from him, like trains him on how to kill and get away with it, but only people who are really bad. So
Mm.
that's the premise of the show. That's why it's a serial killer that you root for, because he's like he grows up and becomes like a CSI guy, and so he knows who all the really bad people are and kills them.
And every person he kills, he just takes out into the ocean and drops them in there.
I think so. Again, it's been a while since I watched it, but I feel like yeah, because he has like a boat and everything. You know, I remember that being the case.
Okay, so I assume these really bad people, they don't have a lot of people in their lives, like family members and stuff, who would go look for them.
Yeah,
Is that not right?
I
Okay,
think there's that, and there's also like the stuff they're wrapped up in
yeah.
just makes it look like they'd be easy to disappear.
Well, so I'm not one of those people.
Uh-huh.
People would notice right away within 2 to 3 days, maybe 1 to 3 days. Somebody would notice
uh-huh.
that I'm missing.
Uh-huh.
Like so. Hmm. But for you, probably a little bit more because
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
like
Like people
within
would
the
notice
hour,
within.
someone would notice within the hour. Yeah.
See, it's the people connection that's the hardest. Like, if you bury somebody, they'll never get found, and I think it's pretty easy to. But eventually, hmm, like, how could I get to you without anybody
But
knowing? I would have
but hold
to,
on.
yeah.
Are we talking about how can we get away with random murder, or how can we get away with murdering someone specific? Because often like you have a reason you want to kill someone or
Yeah, it has to be
right?
specific. I think most
Yeah.
people you try to murder, they have family and friends, they have
Yeah.
jobs. Like a job would immediately notice that they're not there, right? Like
Yeah.
how
Well, it
many
depends on the job.
sure, how many people could like completely disappear and not be noticed? They're gone for like 2, 3 days. I think
Mm,
that's impossible to find somebody like that
yeah.
unless they're
But
like
especially if it's someone that you want to kill,
yeah, yeah,
that means that you have some sort of relationship with them. So
yeah.
that probably means
If you
that
just
they're
want to kill someone, I think you could find somebody random who like nobody will miss, and it wouldn't be
yeah.
that hard. But if you have someone specific you're trying to kill, it's really really hard.
Yeah. That's why I think it has to be it look like an
Looking
accident.
at accident.
Yeah.
But okay, so say you're trying to kill me, for example.
Hmm.
Like so you would have to secretly come all the way to me, which we're separated by maybe like 600 hundreds of miles, right? Hundreds and hundreds of miles.
Uh-huh.
You would have to go a whole trip, like many,
Hmm.
many hours to get to me secretly without anybody in your life knowing that you're there. Okay.
Yeah.
So is there a way for you to disappear or like go away for 24 hours?
No.
No,
Not secretly.
not secret. So you would have to lie and say I'm going to go do something for 24
Yeah.
hours. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that
Mhm.
is that even a possibility? Like what would your
Eh,
excuse be to get away for 24 hours
like
secretly?
I mean, like a business trip, right?
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
But that unravels. Say like, hmm, can anybody find out that you came to me? Is there any way for like the police or someone to find out that oh, this guy actually didn't go on his business trip, he came to where this
Oh,
person died?
no, actually, I can't. Not from my family because there's like location sharing on most phones. Yeah, so
Yeah. Well, do you have
there's
what's Live 360? Do you use
yeah,
that? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
I need to get on that with somebody just in case.
yeah.
but okay,
It,
okay.
yeah. You know what's sad? We actually know somebody who went missing. Oh, like it was a long time ago,
Are you
but
serious? How?
yeah. Oh, I mean,
Why?
they eventually found them.
Okay.
Um, and but then like there was like a 24, 48 hour period where like it was like really hectic because
Uh-huh.
this person went missing. So that's when me and were like, oh, said we're gonna have to bleep that out.
You have to believe it. Hey, I
Okay,
mean, you know,
no,
okay.
you're right. I'll bleep it out. I'll bleep it out.
Okay,
Uh,
okay.
but
Hold on.
we yeah.
4756. 4756, okay? Okay, go ahead.
37, 56. Yeah. So
Okay.
we were like, oh, um let's do location sharing just so
Oh, so they that
if
person
something
who
like this
disappeared, they
happened,
didn't have it, and then
right,
okay.
right,
Wait,
right.
what happened to this person? How did where they go?
Yeah,
Are you
it was
serious?
yeah, it wasn't like a well, I
Oh,
mean, yeah, I don't want to get into the details of it,
okay.
but
Like,
it was just
okay.
that experience of that
Wow.
time period
Yeah.
where no one knew where they were. It was
Where did they
I mean,
end
it's
up?
real.
Can I know like what happened?
I'll tell you after. I'll tell you
Okay.
after.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
so no one is tracking my location. But
no,
you
see, but
specific Can you turn it
no,
off?
so you can't I can turn it off, but turning it off is suspicious,
That's right.
right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Well,
But
yeah.
also, I wonder if someone really wanted to know where I was, like you can use other means, right? Even if I turn it off, I'm sure my
Yeah.
phone carrier is still tracking where I am,
So
right?
see, I don't know what. So if I'm trying to investigate my own murder, like what am I name? What Tom? Say, am I Tom died, right? Tom died.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
If I was a detective trying to investigate this person's murder,
Uh-huh.
I think like first thing you try to find the people who are closest to him, because often I think like I'm sure like a very high percentage, 70, 80% of murders are committed by people you're really close to. Yeah.
Sure.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
So more than half of the murders that happen, they're from people you're really close to, right? Family members or friends. So
Uh-huh.
then I would have to go and find out who this person's family and friends are.
Mm-hmm.
You would come up. I think somehow. Yeah, I think I've talked about you actually. So
Really? Really?
yeah, I've talked about you
Hey,
and
hold
what's it
on.
called?
Do we need to bleep that out?
Oh,
Yeah. Hey, might as well. We're bleeping stuff out anyway.
sure. Hey, bleep that
Okay.
out too, okay? 50,
Okay.
5024. But no, I've definitely talked about you in my social media presence.
Uh-huh.
People
But
are aware of you as my friend. There are definitely people, but you would have to kind of really do like you would have to try hard to look for it.
yeah, that's the thing. And
Yeah.
also, if you go back to our was it episode 1 or 2?
Uh
I
huh.
think episode 2. You do have a track record of, you know,
Huh?
not talking to people that you've once talked with. So I think I could easily make the case that
No, they'll go
this
through my
guy.
phone records, guy. No, actually, just through my phone records, you would be caught.
Actually, you're
Yeah,
right.
that's
You're
right. That's right. Okay. See. It's really hard to kill somebody you know because of phone records, of
Yeah.
like I'm sure like computer presence, your online presence.
Mhm.
I'm sure just looking at someone's Instagram, you would. So I only have like 300 followers or 300.
Yeah.
One of the 300, I'm sure. But in a perfect world, yes, you could be caught. In our world, I do think nobody would care. They would try
Yeah.
very, very like they wouldn't try very hard, and murders are easy to get away with. I'm not sure what the conclusion is of our discussion
I'm
this
not I'm
time.
not I'm not liking the message of this episode.
You could probably
Yeah.
murder anybody and get away with it. Is and like there are some. It depends on the state too, because I think California, like the really liberal ones, where the police are over, like they're stretched beyond their I don't know.
Yeah.
I actually do think like people commit crimes and get away with it pretty regularly.
Yeah. No, I mean I agree. I mean that's why like gangs exist. People
Uh,
who
yeah.
kill people. Yeah. Yeah.
um. Hmm. Well, okay, but
Uh-huh.
I know for sure it's
Yeah.
very hard for the average person to commit murder. It's like a huge threshold that you have to,
Yeah, and
yeah,
I don't even think it's the method. I think it's physically
being
and
able to do it. Yeah,
mentally
yeah, yeah,
being
yeah,
able to carry it
yeah.
out. Yeah.
And then living with it. That's
Yeah.
actually harder than getting. I think, yeah, I do. I do. Well, unless you're like a serial killer, one murder, I
You
do think you could get away with.
no, I think um, you must have some sort of psychopathic tendencies if you can, you know,
Yeah.
kill somebody and just
Oh
live
yeah.
the rest
No.
of your life
Yeah. It
perfectly.
is. Yeah. You have. It will definitely mess. Hey, if you're thinking about murdering someone, yes, you could get away with it, but it'll mess. If you're a normal human, it'll mess you up for
Yeah,
sure.
the famous Edgar Allan Poe story, right? Was it the Telltale Heart? Like, you know that? Do you know?
I have no idea what you're talking about, but go ahead.
Didn't you study literature at one point in your
Don't worry about it. Okay, go ahead.
life? It's this guy who kills somebody and he buries them under the floorboard or something. He's like buries his heart under the floorboard or
Oh,
something.
that
But
sounds familiar.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and then like every time he looks at that area,
Right.
it's
That's right.
like
That's right. That's right.
the floor is like coming up and down because he can't get over the guilt of that, you know?
So yes, most humans, it's not that you won't get caught. If you kill one person, you probably won't get caught, but it'll probably affect you.
Yeah, and then even police officers who, in the line of duty, kill somebody, even if it's like perfectly legal and like self defense, and they were completely right to do it. Apparently, they have to go through a lot of therapy to like work through that. So it's not a small thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
No
yeah,
small
yeah,
thing.
yeah. Like, well, normal people, they have trouble like hurting like small animals.
Yeah. There's an episode of Black Mirror
Hmm.
where it's like futuristic army. I don't want to give it away too much, so I can't talk about it. But go watch it, because they do talk about how, um, one of the and this is kind of in this fictional world, right? But they say the hardest thing is getting the soldiers, to be able to kill, another fellow human being. That's kind of the biggest obstacle to their combat. It's kind of what the framing of it is, but it's very interesting the way they attempt to, solve that. I think this is season three, 2 or 3. It's a guy, soldier guy, but I think it again speaks to how difficult it is to live with yourself when you've known you've taken a life.
Everybody says Black Mirror is like good, but
Yeah,
I don't like things that are scary. That's my
it's
uh
it's so good though. It's stuff that if technology were advanced enough, things that could happen. But then there's also some stuff in there that could happen now based on the technology that we already have. It's a fascinating show.
you know,
Seasons 1 and 2 are the best. Yes. Mhm.
whoa, how old is this?
Not that old. Kevin, can you look that up?
All right, Kevin. Kevin. But you know what scares me like lately? It's AI. AI like really makes me nervous.
And Black Mirror started in 2016.
Oh, that's a
I'm
while
pretty sure
ago.
there's a AI episode of for Black Mirror too. But yeah, but you know what's funny? If you ask any AI to tell you how many R's there are in the word strawberry, apparently they always say two, and they can't wrap their minds around the fact that there's actually 3 R's in
What?
strawberry.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know. I remember there was a video explaining why that's the case, but it's still
Why do you
pretty
know
stupid.
so many random facts? What are you looking at? Where does your random facts information come from?
Just I'm a keen observer of life.
Are you watching a lot of TikToks?
So
Okay.
yes,
Okay.
but most of these, this one, no, this one is from not TikTok, but Reels, right, on Instagram. This one is from Reels, but most of the other stuff I talk about is from like articles, like news articles. I just like reading stuff online.
What from where?
Just like Google, feeds, Google Explorer page.
Oh. I didn't
Yeah.
know Google had an Explorer page.
Well, on an Android phone, they have Google Explorer. Android. Anyhow, we must be nearing the end of this episode, right?
You know what? I don't want to say exactly how long left. We're almost done, but it's like a surprise for you too. You know, it's
It is.
unpredictable.
It's always unpredictable for me. This episode truly was unpredictable. Wow, what a roller coaster. Anyways, for those of you who haven't, go watch Kevin Can Go F Himself. Fascinating watch. And Black Mirror and Godfather. You gotta watch Godfather. Maybe we talk about that next time after you watch it.
But there's so many. There's 1, 2, and 3. There's three
No,
of
you
them.
don't have to watch the third one. Just
Okay.
watch 1 and 2. The third one's
You know who
kind
I
of bad.
like? I like Marlon Brando. Is that his name? Marlon Brando?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
do like him. I saw him in something. I took many film classes in college.
Hmm.
And he was in multiple. I mean, yeah, he was really really famous.
But you took a film class, multiple film classes, and you
Yeah.
never watched Godfather?
I think it was too mainstream. I don't know. I
Oh,
saw one movie about a mermaid who got surgery to cut off the bottom half and get
uh-huh.
legs. And anyway, it was kind of dirty actually the movie
Interesting.
itself.
Huh.
But it was scary too.
Have you
Yeah.
heard of the movie Tusk?
I don't know what's that.
You look it up. Actually, pretty
Is
grotesque.
it scary? Why did you see it?
I didn't watch it.
Oh,
I
same.
read a synopsis,
Horror
and
comedy?
that like freaked me out.
What's it
Like
about?
just the synopsis of it.
Hey, there's that guy, Justin Long. He's like the
Yeah,
funny
Justin
guy.
Long is in it. Yeah.
Okay, but it's like a scary comedy.
It left my soul feeling disturbed after
Oh,
reading like
just the
how the
synopsis.
movie ends. Well, the plot of the whole movie. Yeah.
Give us a small taste of what it is.
It's a guy who goes to a house of a deranged doctor, and he gets trapped, and a lot of body dysmorphia stuff.
What does that mean?
He gets like experimented on.
Oh, they changed his body.
Yeah, into
Anyway, thank
a
you. Bye.
bye.